And on this episode of Saying the Wrong Thing Constantly, we have this from Cosmic Book News. Marvel's Pedro Pascal blasts J.K. Rowling as heinous loser following trans ruling. Right now, Disney should call Pedro Pascal into a room, sit him down, and say, hey, we understand how you feel. Shut the up. Your personal feelings are only going to cost us money as a company, and it's going to cost you money in the long term. There is a reason why Pedro Pascal is in everything these days. Not because he's the greatest actor in Hollywood. Do I think he's a good actor? Yeah, you know what? I say he does a decent job. But would I say he's getting these roles because he's the best actor in Hollywood? No. No, no, no. We all know why he's getting the roles in Hollywood these days. Because he's saying the right things. He's saying exactly what liberal Hollywood wants him to say. Do I fault him for it? I don't know. I honestly don't know. And that's why I believe, honestly and truly, that good things take time. There's a plan for everyone. And if you get everything you want at the wrong time, you might not appreciate it. And you might turn into, honestly, what this guy is, just a liberal mouthpiece who I don't think has an original thought in his own head. I don't think he actually has any opinions of his own that are not scripted and handed to him on a silver platter. So here he goes calling out J.K. Rowling because of a UK Supreme Court decision on transgenders. So he doesn't call out the Supreme Court. Everything I'm reading about is him calling out J.K. Rowling because she was celebrating this. It says right here, following the UK's recent court decision where womanhood is defined by biological sex, like I was gonna read more on it. Like, okay, that's kind of a normal thing. This What a crazy world we live in. That a Supreme Court saying that womanhood is defined by biological sex, and that's a controversial thing to say. That yes, if you're born with lady parts, that means you're a woman. And if you're not born with lady parts, if you're born with, a sausage instead of a roast beef sandwich, then you can't say that you're this. But no, no, no. Of course, Pedro Pascal feels differently about this because every time you see this guy on any red carpet or any public engagement whatsoever, he's just parading around his um you know what? I just got monetized on YouTube, so I don't want to screw things up for myself. He parades around his everywhere he goes, which is again why he is getting the roles. He again, isn't it kind of weird that all these Hollywood people that get these opportunities and role after role after role, they all have the exact same opinion? It's kind of weird, right? It's like they're not real people, and this is what they're told to say. So back to my original point of Disney sitting this guy down, saying, "Okay, listen, man, Mandalorian is dead in the water. No one cares about the show. No one's cared about this show since like I don't know season 2. We'll go with. We got a movie coming up. It's gonna bomb in the box office. Star Wars at its absolute lowest point right now. You're playing Mr. Fantastic. That movie, I don't think it's gonna do that well. This is just me looking through a crystal ball right now. I would not be surprised if Fantastic Four flops in the box office. Flops in the box office so hard that articles written by shill sites are praising this movie and saying, "Oh, it's the number one movie in America. It's the number one movie in the world." Yes, but it lost like $100 million. And I said this about a year ago. I said the Fantastic Four loses money, just wrap it up. It's over. It's over for Marvel. If you cannot make the Fantastic Four make money, and you can't make the Fantastic Four work today, you're the problem, Marvel. So now you got an actor that people are pretty sick and tired of seeing and everything. We're pretty sick and tired of seeing him in every movie and show. We're pretty sick and tired of hearing his opinions, him shaming everyone, him telling me how I should feel, how I should think, how I should see reality. And he's just going to keep doing it until, honestly, he's going to be out of a job. Because after this, like, if you screw up Fantastic Four, I mean, like I said, Mandalorian is dead in the water. Fantastic Four, I don't think there's much interest in that, especially when you have Joseph Quinn talking about Johnny Storm and how he was this super alpha male and female and blah blah blah. And then you have I don't know, but something Kirby, whatever the woman playing the Sue Storm is saying, talking about feminism and stuff like that. It's like, why can't you guys just say smart things to make me want to see your movie? Why are you telling me that this movie is just going to be a lecture? Why do I want to get lectured and pay money for it and be disappointed and sit down and pay money for a ticket for this? But you know what? That's a rant for another day. But back to Pedro Pascal fighting with J.K. Rowling online. I mean, you can't touch her. She's a billionaire. She has one of the. I mean, how often can you say you've written one of the biggest books of all time that turned into one of the biggest movie franchises that is now a theme park? Not just like a theme park ride. They have a section of Universal Studios that's Hogwarts and made $1 billion video game that the sequel is going to be coming out in a few years. That's probably going to rake in another $1 billion in sales and stuff like that. Meanwhile, you got Pedro Pascal on the opposition, telling this woman she's a what's the quote here? Heinous loser. Wow. What words? What strong words from a man that needs his hand held at red carpet events because he has incredible anxiety. This is the guy that's the opposition here. This is the guy standing up telling me how I should feel. It's like, no, I'm not gonna bully the special kid in gym class. No, I'm not doing that. But for these, but for the sake of the argument, I will. Pedro Pascal just needs to shut up. If he wants to keep this, I'm going to use this in very, very loose air quotes here, star A-list status in Hollywood, because yes, he is getting the roles. I don't think he's really moving the needle in Hollywood much. Gladiator 2 did not do that well in the box office. He's like Last of Us season 1. I honestly, I have enough Bella Ramsey videos to last me a lifetime, so I'm not even going to get into that though. But that show is certainly not going to withstand the test of time. That show is just, it's going to be gone and forgotten really soon. And then you got Fantastic Four coming out. It's like, bro, no one really cares anymore. The other movies were fun. The other Fantastic Four movies were really fun to watch and really entertaining and have a hell of a lot of replay value. I don't think your movie's really going to be something I'm going to be looking at, 10, 15 years that see it on Disney Plus and go, hey, you know what? I'll put this movie on. I don't see myself putting on the new Fantastic Four movie anytime soon. So, but also back to the Fantastic Four thing. Disney Plus has really gutted the whole idea of going to a theater. Isn't that kind of weird that I can see this movie for whatever price Disney Plus? I think it's like $10 where you get Disney Plus and Hulu in a combo. Why would I go to the theaters? Why would I have to go to any Disney movie in theaters ever again? Because right now, obviously, they're not really that great. It's not like, oh no, I'm gonna be missing cinematic gold. I'm missing the opportunity to see this on IMAX. And just what a moment! You're really not missing out on that much. I can't honestly remember the last Disney. I think maybe the last Marvel movie I saw in theaters was Multiverse of Madness, and I walked out of the theater and said that's probably the last Marvel movie I'll ever see in theaters again, because it was just that terrible. So I'm sorry, where were we at here? Yes, heinous loser says from a man who needs his hand held, talking to a billionaire A woman that will withstand the test of time, whose book series was one of the biggest series of my childhood, which the movies were one of the biggest series of my childhood and adulthood, and still a franchise that I put on to this day. Pedro Pascal will be forgotten very quickly. Because right now, Hollywood should be sitting this man down saying, listen, do you want to be in the club here? Because right now, every company, I saw the other day, companies are moving away from pride parades. Companies are not spending money on pride stuff anymore because they realized it's over. They thought they really banked on this. They really thought by putting their money into this group of people was going to turn out huge for them. And what happens? Every single time we see a company go all in on this, they just lose in the end. And Disney right now is at that point where it's like, okay, we are going to lose. We are going to keep losing. We might squeak out a win every now and then. Lilo and Stitch looks like it's going to be a great movie. I'm not a big fan of some of the casting. I'll get into that another day. I think they missed the mark a little bit, especially with Cobra Bubbles and the boyfriend. But overall, it looks like the cartoon. Looks like they did a shot-for-shot remake, which realistically, that's what you need to do. So Disney might squeak out a win here and there. But big stuff, Star Wars, Marvel, their bread and butter for almost a decade? Oh, man. You're going to let this dude torpedo your entire company all because he thinks this is what he has to say. But, in the end, let me know what you guys think about that. Cast out the